Now, we continue to report on this latest tariff threat coming from the United States. Now, a big part of that tariff threat is directed at Canadian electrical product exports. 90% of those products go to the United States. So for more on how that industry is managing, we have reached Carol McGlogan. She is the president and CEO of Electro-Federation Canada, which is a national not-for-profit association. Carol, thanks so much for making time for us today.
Thank you for having me.
Carol, forgive my ignorance, but first, can you give us a sense of what and who the Electro-Federation of Canada represents and how exactly you guys are threatened by these latest tariff threats?
Well, Electro-Federation Canada, we represent 230 manufacturers as well as distributors and manufacturers, reps of electrical and automation products across the country. When it comes to these tariffs, our industry is highly integrated between the US and Canada. 90% of our exports go to the US, and for 50% of the United States, Canada is their number one export partner when it comes to electrical products. Earlier, it was mentioned that our grid needs to double. It also has that same sense of urgency in the US, and the free flow of goods between both countries is what we need for both of our economies and our energy security moving forward.
So then let me ask you, when the US president came out with this announcement a few days ago that potentially in the middle of August, you're going to face these tariffs, how did you and your colleagues react?
Well, first, I don't understand why you would impose tariffs on critical goods, which the US and Canada have both deemed to be important in terms of your long-term economic growth, data centers, electrification. So all we're doing in this case is increasing costs for both sides. So we don't understand the move. That's one. It doesn't seem to align with national priorities of the US. And, you know, from our own members' standpoint, of course, it's going to impact some of the manufacturing that we have here. We've got significant manufacturing in wire and cable, in switchgear, in transformers, and switchgear and wire and cable and lighting have been impacted. That could impact jobs since, you know, a great deal of our product does go to the US. It's going to impact the cost of products in both countries because a lot of components are dependent on each other and they go back and forth, much like the auto industry.
You've clearly laid out that from your perspective, it doesn't make sense. It would not be beneficial for the United States. So does that mean you're not worried?
No, of course. Of course we're worried. This is where both our American counterparts and ourselves are aligned. We want free trade across, all the North American zone. It's important for affordability. It's important to make sure that we can meet our energy needs. We're absolutely worried.
I understand that before this threat came out, your organization had a chance to speak with Minister Mélanie Joly and Minister Dominic LeBlanc about having more of Canada's electrical and automation industry expansion. Have you had any conversations with either of those ministers or others since the tariff threat has come into effect?
No, we haven't. And, you know, we're open to having more discussions. What we did make clear in those meetings is first our interdependency with both countries. We also talked about energy security. We talked about the need to make Canada more competitive when it comes to making those manufacturing decisions and bringing manufacturing home. We did some research with our members, and where we fell short is in the area of corporate taxes, financial incentives, investment tax credits. It's the economics of building in Canada, which is where we have a challenge and which is where we need some assistance. And that assistance is important because at the end of the day, it's going to contribute to our energy security and our energy independence.
The Prime Minister is meeting with premiers today. He did make a brief statement earlier in the day saying that Canada is well equipped to manage the situation, that they are better at it than they were 18 months ago when the initial tariff threat came in. Are you feeling confident in where this country is right now in terms of its position against the United States?
Well, I mean, one of the key factors for bringing manufacturing to Canada is access to the United States. I mean, we need a free border. That is a key consideration. And, of course, we have confidence in our government and that they're, trying to do all the right things. And we with something so unpredictable from the U.S., I mean, it's hard to gauge, but we know that our interests are aligned.
Okay, Carol McGlogan, thank you very much for your time today.